Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 19, Shloka 11, by His Grace Sundar Gopal Prabhu. Please repeat. Om Namo Bhagavate Upashama Shilayo Paratanatmayaya Namo Kinchana Vittaya Rishi Rishabhaya Naranarayanaya Paramahamsa Paramaguruve Atma Ramadipataye Namo Nama Iti Om. O Supreme Lord, Namaha, my respectful obeisances, Bhagavate, unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Upashama Shilaya, who has mastered the senses, Uparata Anatmaya, having no attachment for this material world, Namaha, my respectful obeisances, Akinchana Vittaya, unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the only asset of persons who have no material positions. Rishi Rishabhaya, the most exalted of saintly persons. Naranarayanaya, Naranarayana, Paramahamsa Paramagurave, the most exalted spiritual master of all Paramahamsas, liberated persons. Atma Rama Adipataye, the best of self-realized persons. Namaha Namaha, my respectful obeisances, again and again, with the thus. Translation by Stephen Grace's Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Naranarayana, the best of all saintly persons, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the most self-controlled and self-realized. He is free from false prejudice and he is the asset of persons who have no material positions. He is the spiritual master of all Paramahamsas, who are the most exalted human beings, and he is the master of all of the self-realized. Let me offer my respective repeated obeisances at his lotus feet. Please repeat. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Naranarayana, the best of all saintly persons, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the most self-controlled and self-realized. He is free from false prejudice, and he is the ascent of persons who have no material positions. He is the spiritual master of all Paramahamsas, who are the most exalted human beings, and he is the master of the self-realized. Let me offer my repeated obeisances at his lotus feet. I just go with 12, no need to repeat. Gayati Chedam Kartasya Sarka Dishiyo na Vajyate Nahanyate Deha Gatopi Daihikai Gasturna Jrutyasya Gunair Vidushyate Tasmai Namo Sakta Viviktam Sakshine. Translation. Narada, the most powerful saintly says, also worship Naranarayana by chanting the following mantra. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the master of the creation, maintenance, and annihilation of this visible cosmic manifestation. Yet he is completely free from false prejudice. Although to the foolish he appears to have accepted a material body like us, he is unaffected by material bodily tribulations like hunger, thirst, and fatigue. Although he is the witness of who sees everything, his senses are unpolluted by the objects he sees. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto that unaffected, pure witness of the world, the supreme soul, the personality of God. The supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna, is described as Satchit Ananda Vigraha in the Samhita 5.1. The body of eternity, transcendental bliss, and full knowledge. Now, in this verse, he is more fully described. Krishna is the creator of the entire cosmic manifestation, yet he is unattached to it. If we were to construct a very tall skyscraper, we would be very attached to it. But Krishna is so renounced that although he has created everything, he is not attached to anything. Navadhyate. Furthermore, although Krishna has his transcendental form Satchitananda Vigraha, he is not disturbed by the bodily necessities of life, which are called Daihika. For example, he is never hungry, thirsty, or fatigued. Nahanyate Dehagatopi Daihikai. Then again, since everything is Krishna's property, he sees everything and is present everywhere. But because his body is transcendental, he is above the vision, the objects of vision and the process of vision. When we see someone beautiful, we are attracted. The sight of a beautiful woman immediately attracts a man, and the sight of a man naturally attracts a woman. Krishna, however, is transcendental to all these forms, although he is the seed of everything.
Where is everybody? Where they go?
He is not afflicted with faulty vision. Nadrim Yasya Gunair Vidushyate. Captain. Mataji is cooking. Captain. Captain.
All of them are gathering.
Therefore,
What about the men? All gathering also.
downstairs.
What to go downstairs to do what? You can't do anything until 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
If I go around, I will see them sleeping somewhere. That's all it is. If you are not interested to hear Bhagavatam, then what's the point of your life?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Then what are you doing here? Wasting time?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Why is everybody?
Therefore, although he is
Where is Sri? Huh? Doing what? All of them gathering. The man also. The man also.
Therefore, although he is the witness and seer, he is aloof from all affection of the activities he sees. He is always unattached and separate. He is only a witness. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्तस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मेलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादा
Mike.
ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौरंगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Can anyone check audio is clear?
So thank you very much coming into our Saturday Bhagavatam class. So here the Lord, he descends to the material world, although he takes up this form, but he comes out of his sweet will. Unlike us, that we are taking birth here due to our karma. karmana deviga netrena. There's a difference between the Lord's appearance and our appearance. The Lord's appearance, he says that he comes out of his sweet will, Atma Mayaya. Okay? Where's that verse, Atma Maya?
Sambhavami Atma. 4:6.
4:13, no?
No, 4:6. That one Namam Karma.
No. He comes out with his sweet will, 4, 5 or 6.
6. Yeah, 4:6. Sambhavami
So
Atma.
here you see
Ayurveda
the Lord
Samaya.
appears out of his sweet will. There's a Sanskrit, you see the word? Sambhavami Atma Mayaya. The translation,
Although I am unborn, my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all living entities, by my internal energy, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form.
I appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. You understand this point? Whereas we are forced to take birth according to our karanam gunasangosya sat asat yoni janmasu. Can you go? See, though you have to know the difference, because why this has to be understood? Because the common living entity has been taught this philosophy that you are God. You understand this point? This Mayavad, they teach that you are. Some are foolishly claiming to be also incarnation of God. Huh? You know, the living entity at any point of time cannot be God. It's not possible. You understand this point? You have to know this because it is very important. 6 Madhya 6154. Chant.
Vishnu Shakti Paraprokta Kshetra Gnagna Tada Para Avidya Karma Sangnanya Tritiya Shakti Rishyate.
Translation.
The internal potency of the Supreme Lord Vishnu is spiritual, as verified by the Shastras. There is another spiritual potency known as Kshetrajna or the living entity. The third potency, which is known as essence, make the living entity godless and fills him with fruitive.
See this? So there are 3 energies. One, the spiritual energy, that is the Lord. That is the
Lord.
And it's called, what is that in Sanskrit? No. What is the expansion of the Lord in spiritual energy? Huh? No.
No, no.
The living entity is a Vibhinyamsa.
Vibhinamsha, Swamsha.
Swamsa. So the Lord is Swamsa, spiritual. And the living entity is Vibhinyamsa. And Maya is the Shakti Tattva. So there are 3 energies. So here it's very clearly explained the Lord is spiritual but the living entity is marginal. He can go this way or he can go that way. But if we get stuck with Maya, you see that what he says here, it makes the living entity godless and fills him with fruitive. That means he has to work like an ass. See this point? So, it is the next verse he explains that, You go to the next one.
O king, the Kshetrajna Shakti is the living entity. Although he has the facility to live in either the material or spiritual world, he suffers the threefold miseries of material existence because he is influenced by the avidya, essence, potency, which covers his constitutional position.
See? So if we get stuck with Maya, then this is what happens. He suffers the threefold miseries. You know what is the threefold misery? Adi Bhautik, Adi Atmik, and Adi
David.
Devi. So he gets stuck. Yes. And he suffers. This is suffering. So it makes him godless and he has to work like an ass. Yeah? And he wants to claim to be God. How is it possible? Is it possible? So you must know this argument very well. Because 99% of the people, they say that you can become God. You understand this point? Huh? Hello? Or they say how you become, you merge into God. So how you argue on that? You merging with God? Huh? How? What is the worst to counter that? You say then nobody will learn. You have to ask everybody, so they go home and read now. You know where he says you cannot merge with God and lose your individuality. They say like that. You become one with God. Homogeneous, they say the word. You understand? You know what's the meaning of homogeneous? What? Completely one entity. You follow? Huh? So in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna spoke this verse first before speaking anything else. Huh? He says here in this verse, Na tva veham evaham jatu nahasham na tvam nime janadipaha na chaiva na bhavishyamaha sarvavayam ataha param. Yeah, this verse is the first instruction Krishna gave. And what is this instruction?
Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these things, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be.
That means there's no question at any point of the time you become what? Homogeneous. You become what? It's not possible.
But there is one more argument for this. In spiritual world, like in Brahmajyoti place, there is no time. So here in material world only, we feel it is separate. Like this also.
No, but what has time got to do? Our point is this, we are talking about the merging. The time is irrelevant point here. Now our point is that you become one and nothing, no more individuality. That's our point here. You understand? And Krishna said this cannot happen any point of the time. That's why he stressed. Nor in the future that any one of us will be ever cease to be. That means you will always remain your individuality. Your individuality cannot be compromised. Is it clear? Hello? Hello? So therefore this Mayavad philosophy is bogus. Are you understanding?
Yes.
Huh? This is the statement of the Lord. You will always retain your individualism. At no point of any time that you can compromise that. So how you can become God? Huh? You are individual now, you are individual tomorrow, and you in the future, you will always remain. They say, no, eventually you become what? One with God. Where is the statement? Where is the statement to substantiate that? It's baseless. It is baseless. Understand this. Are you understanding? Yeah. Therefore, again, is Krishna says in 15:7. So here Krishna says, Mame Angsa. What? Angsa means what? Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. This living entity is eternal. That's why it is Sanatana. But it will always remain what? Fragmental part. How can a part be a whole? Can? Doesn't make sense. You understand? Are you following?
Yes.
Ramanuja Acharya gave this example of a green bird flying into a green tree. Although the green bird goes into the tree and merges with the tree, but still the bird is an individual in the tree.
Yes.
At no point of time that the bird and the tree become one. Is it possible? Actually, this is from the Upanishad, this verse. You understand? So we have to know when someone is talking nonsense. Someone is?
Yes.
So this argument that the living entity becoming God is not substantiated. It is not. The living entity at no point of time can become God. Because it's, as I already explained in that Vishnu Puran sloka, the Lord is what? Swamsa. The living entity is what? Vibhinyamsa. It is not even the category of a Swamsa, is no. It's not in Vishnu Tattva category. It's always what? Jiva Tattva. You understand this? So therefore, to think that you can become God is a myth. It is a myth. You follow?
Yes.
And God becoming human, and although he comes, he also is not human. That is also there. Both things are there. You understand? Now we are just talking about the living entity. He cannot become God. It's not possible. At the same time, when the Lord comes as a human being, he cannot be a human being.
Yes.
You understand this point? That's why Krishna declares here, 9:11.
Yes.
Avajanante mam mudda manusyatanam ashrita. This human being. You cannot say, oh, see, Krishna is a common man. Krishna is what? That's why it says here, Manusyam tanam ashritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhutam maheshwar. They cannot understand this. Can you go?
Yes. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the Supreme Lord of all that be.
Fools. Avajanante mam.
Muda.
Muda means what?
Fools.
Fool. So if you try to equate the Lord as an ordinary man, you are a fool. Yeah, understand this point? At no point at a time the Lord will be. Although he comes and he acts like an ordinary person, he cannot be. And if you think like that, you should not see the person's face. Can you go to the next verse in the purport? So someone who thinks like that, that God is also human, this verse.
Kritavan Kila Karmani. This one only. Yeah.
Can you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, along with Balarama, played like a human being, and so masked he performed many superhuman acts.
Not this.
Next verse.
No. Which is where you now? Go to 12. 9:12. 9:12. Purport. Yeah. Yo vete bhautikam deham. This is very clear.
Krishnaya Paramatmanaha.
Yo veti, one who thinks, bhautikam means this human, deham, Krishnasya. They think that Krishna is a human being, ordinary. Understand? Hello? Yeah. Paramatmana, Krishnasya, he is actually Paramatma. Sa sarvasmat bahiskarya, Trauta smarta vidhanataha mukam tasya avalokyapi. Sachalam snanam achara. You could not, you see this face, you should go take bath immediately. Can you read?
One who considers the body of Krishna to be material should be driven out from all rituals and activities of the Shruti and the Smriti. And if one by chance sees his face, one should at once take bath in Ganges to rid himself of infection.
You have to go to India, take bath and come back. There's no Ganga here. What do you want to do? Huh?
We brought some water.
So you see how foolish that one can think that God is a human being and human being is God. See, both parallels are there. Are you understanding this?
Yes.
So the Lord, that's why He said, I come by my internal potency, my what? Atma Maya. Whereas the living entity is forced. He is forced to take birth because of his association with the modes of mental nature. The two different parallels. You cannot claim to be. Therefore, anyone who says such a thing and he equates God as an ordinary person, then he is like this verse. Foolish. Is what? Foolish. And you must know this by the back of your hand, because you are encountering all kind of crazy people. Lot of what? Who dare to say that you can become God.
Jai Shri Radha.
This is actually called Mayavadam. Mayavadam Asat Shastram. I think it's 6169, is it? Mayavadam Asat. What is Sat and Asat? Sat and Asat. You know, when we say Asat, something is what? Polluted, contaminated. That's when we say Asat. When we say Sat, that means is what? Eternal, not contaminated, pure. Is the Asat, Sat. So this is Mayavadam,
Asat Shastra.
Asat Shastra and Asat Shastra. That means what? It is not Shastra. It is what? Polluted consciousness. So Mayavadam Asat Shastram Prachan Bhavadam, same thing like this Buddhist guy. The Buddhist guys are saying what? God is a they don't believe in God. Actually, they don't believe in God. They say what? Sunyava. Everything is zero. Nirvana. Finish. Yeah? So, Mayeva Vihitam Devi, Kalau Brahmana Murtina. That means the Lord, when Lord Shiva is coming, he's talking to Devi, that I will come in Kali Yuga to teach this crazy philosophy that you can become God. What philosophy? Who's speaking?
Shiva.
I will teach this crazy philosophy. He very cleverly, what do we say? The living entity is Jiva, and he equated what Sankarshan as the Jiva, because he's a lot of the Jiva, and so therefore he is also Jiva. So you become Jiva, and Jiva become God. You see? Very cleverly he manipulated it. I mean, there's a whole thing on that. If you want, you can go and read and talk with, what's his name? Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And he was trying to put all his Mayavan onto light Chaitanya. And then he quoted this verse. When he quoted this verse, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became silent. Silent. Finished. Quiet. Actually, there's another verse also. Just after this,
Yes.
Can you read this?
Yes. Lord Shiva informed the goddess Durga, the superintendent of the material world. In the age of Kali, I take the form of a Brahmana and explain the Vedas through all scriptures in an atheistic way, similar to Buddhist philosophy.
That. So this philosophy that you become, next verse, I think.
Yes.
Is it the next verse?
I'll go next.
No, I think one was before that, is it?
No, she asked the question, right? One verse before. Also cover me.
What is this? What is the Sanskrit? Let me see.
Yes.
Swagam. Actually, he spoke two verses, no? So, okay, anyway, the main point is that Lord, was told by the Lord to come down to teach this atheism, that you become one with God, you are God, and you can see because of that, the whole India, became polluted. The whole India. Actually, he had a purpose because the Lord came as Lord Buddha to teach this what? Sunyavad. You become nothing, and there's no God. Actually, Lord Buddha, he denied the existence of God, and he also denied the existence of the Vedas. Vedas is written by man. You go and talk to the Buddhists, they will say Vedas is written by man. It is not what? Very authoritative. It is concocted by some human being. You follow this point? So, in order to refute that, the law, law cannot immediately say that, oh, now I come and teach you this Sunyavad, and tomorrow I teach you about what? The form, So there has to be somewhat, just like a fish. Yeah? If you take a fish who is from fresh water and you want to make him this salt water, they have to gradually add the salt. Otherwise, the fish will die. If you take a fish from here and put it inside the what? It will die. You cannot. So similarly, there should be a transition. So the Lord cleverly arranged Lord Shiva to come and speak that no, not that is nothing. No, you are what? You become God. Yeah. See how he very cleverly what? Diluted the matter. And with that philosophy, he drove the whole Buddhism out of India.
Yes.
Practically, Buddhism is non-existent in India.
Yes.
You know that? It took shelter at the borders. What is that? Nepal and what?
China.
Sikkim, Buddha, Tibetans are the what? Hardcore. And then you have got what? Ceylon, Sri Lanka, Thailand. All these places, they are offshoots, they took shelter there. But India, he drove them out. And of course, after putting Mayavad, that you become God, he brought in who? I think Madhvacharya first. Madhvacharya came. And he again preached heavily that no, how you can become one. Actually, he was so heavy. Any of these guys cross the river and come to him, Kaveri, and cross to his side, he will catch them and will shake his head like this with his physique. Madhvacharya is not a lightweight. He's very, very strong built, He can fight, one man fight with 20 men. You know that? He was very, very heavily built. And he would catch them and he would shake them with his ears until they get really, really frightened. That's why they don't cross the river to his side. And that is physical and also philosophical. He's not just physical, he's also what? He completely terrorized them, philosophically. Understand this? And then, of course, Ramanuja came. Ramanuja is like every verse. Like here we are quoting every verse from the Bhagavatam, correct? Or the Chaitanya Charitamrita, or the Gita. But Ramanuja will quote every verse from the Vedas. You know what does that mean? How scholarly he is. He is super. That is, cannot imagine his, dynamism. And he took it even further. Completely getting rid of this Mayavad.
Ramanuja first.
Or Ramanuja first.
Yeah.
Okay, then the monk. Right, made a mistake. So then, of course, finally the Lord came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is God himself. And then he taught the very easy method that how you can achieve God consciousness by chanting Krishna's name. And he never claimed to be God. That's another thing. Although he is God, he never claimed to be, because in Kali Yuga there is no possibility of an incarnation. You know where is that verse? I think it is in Prahlad Maharaj is quoting that verse. You see here, this verse you must remember, because people will claim that they are God. That's another thing. Okay, he is avatar. No? He is Bhagavan. Bhagavan, what? Baba. Huh? Something. I don't want to say the name because it pollutes myself. You know. See? You see this word? Itiham nritrikya rishi deva jahasavatare. Huh? Now the most important point is that Channa Kalau Yat Abhaj Tri Yoga. You see the word Tri Yoga? Huh? Dāsa. In Kali Yuga, that means the Lord is known as what? Tri Yugi. Is known as what? Why is known as Tri Yugi? What? Why? Huh? Because in Kali Yuga there is no avatar of God. In Kali Yuga there is no what? No avatar. Can you go read the thing?
In this way, my Lord, you appear in various incarnations as a human being, an animal, a great saint, a demigod, a fish, or a tortoise, thus maintaining the entire creation in different planetary systems and killing the demonic principles. According to the age, O my Lord, you protect the principles of religion. In the age of Kali, however, you do not assert yourself as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore you are known as Tri Yuga, or the Lord who appears in three yugas.
In Kali Yuga he comes, but he doesn't assert himself. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? What is that? There's one
covered.
I think in the Mahabharata, there's two verses, no? Mahabharata, Sannyasa Krit. He will take sannyas.
Govinda.
Chandan, Hemango, something like that.
Suvarna Varna Hema.
Where is that verse?
6th chapter.
Vishnu Sahasranam. Yeah, that's from Vishnu Sahasranam. Yeah, but where is that in the? I think it's in the CC, no? Quoted to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Gopal, what's his name? Gopinath. Huh? Gopinath quoted these verses to him. Adi what?
That one.
Take it out. So here you see, in Kali Yuga, he will put sandalwood. His body will be anointed with sandalwood paste. Swarna, he is Swarna, Varna, Hema. He is golden in complexion. Can you read the translation?
Yes. In his early pastimes, he appears as a householder with a golden complexion. His limbs are beautiful, and his body is made with the pulp of sandalwood. Seems like molten gold. In his later pastimes, he accepts the sannyasa order, and he is equipoised and peaceful. He is the highest abode of peace and devotion, for he silences the impersonalist non-devotees.
So his body is golden. That's why it's called Gaura Hari. Why is he called Gaura Hari?
Golden.
Golden. Very effulgent, tall, broad chest. You know, the whole description is there. The Lord. And his purpose is to what? Abode of peace, and for he silenced the impersonalist non-devotee. He takes sannyas. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas. Yes. So all the descriptions are there. So try to understand how, and when he comes, although he's God, when they call him, he will close his ears. Sri Vishnu, Sri Vishnu, Sri Vishnu. What are you talking? And of course, Sanatana Goswami very cleverly tried to, get it out of his mouth. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knew his tricks, and he said, enough of your clever tricks, and we shall go on, move on. He never answered the question. You understand? So, of course, he is the Lord. So this one point, the Lord comes, but in Kali Yuga, he doesn't exert himself and say, I am God. So, but in Kali Yuga, you can see that so many people are saying they are God. And at one point of time, there are so many incarnations. Right? Yeah. You see how foolish they are. Because why? they think that anyone who can give some asirvad, he becomes God. So cheap it has become. You do not understand how God is, how He acts, what He does. Yeah? He actually comes to actually help the living entities. That's the Lord. Paritnaya sadhunam, vinasa duskritam, dharma. Three purpose. One is to protect devotees, other to kill the demon, and what? Establish dharma. So these Bhagavans are establishing dharma. They are killing. They are protecting. I think it's all adverse. Yes?
Yes.
So this is, I think it's 10:36, 10:33, 36, I think there's one verse. Yeah?
अनुग्रहाय भक्तानां मानुषं देहमास्तित भजते तादृश क्रीडा यश्रुत्वा तत्परो भवेत्. When the Lord assumes a human-like body to show mercy to his devotees, he engages in such pastimes as will attract those who hear about them to become dedicated to him.
Okay? So the Lord comes to help. So when He comes, He says He comes by His sweet will. Then another important point that has been stressed in this purport is that He is not influenced by Maya. He is never touched by, no. Understand? On the contrary, the living entity is covered by Maya. Just now He says, the third principle. He covers him and make him godless. And He puts him to work. We read that Vishnu Puran.
Yes.
Yeah? Just now we read.
Yeah, 6.5.
Whereas the Lord, when He comes, He does not, He is untouched by the three modes of mental nature. Three modes of mental nature got no jurisdiction on Him at all. Actually, it is says that, can you go to 174?
Yeah.
174.
Atmarams. No.
Bhakti yogena manasi samyat pranihite male apasyat purusham purnam mayam cha tad apasrayam. This Maya is what? Standing behind. She doesn't even come in front. She is standing. Can you read this?
Thus, he fixed his mind, perfectly engaging it by linking it in devotional service, Bhakti Yoga, without any tinge of materialism. And thus, he saw the absolute personality of Godhead along with his external energy, which was under full control.
See? This Maya was under his
Control.
Now we are under the control of Maya. And we are claiming to be God. Can you see? And here, who saw this? Who saw this? Vyasadevi saw. He saw Krishna, then, and he saw that what?
Maya
How
is-
to go and engage in his service, the linking process, devotional service. And he saw Maya, which is fully under his. Understand? That's why Krishna also said in Bhagavad Gita, last
Maya.
week I taught this verse. I hope you remember still. What is that verse? That he is controlling Maya. Very good. 9, 10. Understand? So Maya is under the control of the Lord. Maya is never independent. Maya is never. In fact, in the Brahma Samhita, Maya is said to be shadow. Chaya yasya bhuvanani.
Vibhakti.
Huh?
Durga.
So shadow cannot move on his own. Shadow must what? Work on what? Some object. He is not.
Yes.
Can the shadow just run by itself? That's not possible. So the same way it is described that how Maya is like the shadow under the control of the Lord. See, so if the Maya is under the control of the Lord, then how the Lord will be influenced by Maya? That's nonsense. You understand? So we have all these arguments, but this Mayavad, they are so foolish. They say God has got no hand, got no head. They quote this verse 13. What? What is that? 13. He has got no hand, he got no head, he got no, but he sees. You know.
Pashyati achakshus shrunoti.
I think it's 13. What? 13. I think 13, 13 or 13, 13. Yeah. Apani what? Huh? That was that he has got no hand, he runs, I mean, he can, no leg, he runs faster than everybody. Because he's everywhere.
Apani, this one.
Not this one. Hello. Anyway, you go to the 13 first. You just go to the 13.
13, 14.
You go to 13, 14.
Yeah, this is the one actually.
This is the
The actual one. Apanipada.
The Vedic
That
stuff.
one of Pratika. That one is
No.
Sarvatra Apanipada.
Never mind, you go to 13, 13, 14. Go there. No, Bhagavad Gita, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Where are you going? Just go to the Gita. Yeah, open this up. Yeah, see? Can you chant this?
Sarvatha.
No, not this one. There's not. What about one before this?
No, it's not.
No, not this one. I think it's that one. Yeah, 14. Apani, no?
No, it's not Apani. Sarvatra Apanipada.
What about the next verse, 15?
So in the 15th purport, there is the
Yeah.
Apanipada, Apanipada, Javana Pratika.
Just
It's not
one line
that.
is there.
Okay, go back to the
No,
14.
no, here it is. Let's go a little bit up. 1972 one have.
Okay. What
Go
might
up, go up.
this one was might not have.
First for 13, 15. Go why you want some to 1972.
It came like that.
Go down. Okay, everything.
This one.
Apanipado, can you read that?
Yeah. Svetashara Upanishad in the verse Apanipado Javano Grahita. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has no hands which was materially contaminated, but he has his hands and accepts whatever sacrifice is offered to him. That is the distinction between the conditioned soul and the super soul. He has no material eyes, but he has the eyes. Otherwise, how could he see? He sees everything, past, present, and future. He lives within the heart of the living being, and he knows what we have done in the past, what we are doing now, and what is awaiting us in the future. This is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. He knows everything, but no one knows him. It is said that the Supreme Lord has no legs like us, but he can travel throughout space because he has spiritual legs. In other words, the Lord is not impersonal. He has his eyes, legs, hands, and everything else. And because we are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, we also have these things. But his hands, legs, eyes, and senses are not contaminated by the material nature.
So this is the position of the Lord's senses. The Lord's senses and our senses are different. You know,
Yes.
he's purely spiritual. In fact, he is the controller of all senses. Rishikena, Rishikesa, Sevanam Bhakti Ruchi. Whereas we are under the control of the senses. That's why we are called Godas. Understand? We are under the control of the. That's now you read Prabhupada saying, the moment you see something, you are attracted to that. In the purport is written, not today.
Yes.
Because we are contaminated. The senses with Bhagavad Gita, no? 2 what?
62.
2 what?
62.
Whenever you the senses act with a sense object, there's an attraction. Attraction lead to what?
Kama.
Kama. Kama lead to
Krodha.
Krodha. Krodha, like this it goes. Yes? But that does not happen with the Lord. When the Lord sees something, he simply purifies it. Understand? That is there, the verse is there in the what? Ishopanishad. Prabhupada used the word, what is that? Apostate? What?
Prophylactic.
Prophylactic, yes.
Prophylactic.
You see how he sees, he purifies the place. Just like the example is given like the sun. The sun can purify even urine and not get contaminated. That's just the material planet. Whereas the Lord being spiritual, how powerful he is. Understand? That's why there's a verse in the, I think it's 10:31 something. Tejas, what is that? Yes. Tejasam na dosayat. 10:31. What? So the Lord is not, like us, we are, what is it? Tejasam. What is that? Na dosayat. 10:31. No? Yeah, this is the one. Tejasam na dosayat. You see that? You see, the powerful cannot be what? Contaminated.
Yes.
Can you read the translation?
Shukadeva Goswami said, the status of powerful controllers is not harmed by any apparently audacious transgression of morality we may see in them. For they are just like fire, which devours everything fed into it and remains unpolluted.
That is the power of the Lord. Powerful personality, just like Lord Shiva, he drank what? An ocean of poison, and he could sweep it on the throat. You go, you touch on your lips, you die. You see, so there's very big different parallels between God and an ordinary living entity. So you see how we have become polluted by this Mayavad consciousness, thinking that you are, everybody is God, you also become God, everything, you understand? This is complete nonsense. Complete? They're not substantiated by any shastric evidence. And mind you, 99% of the people are Maya. Next door. Fourth floor next door. The whole building. You go across the road. You go everywhere is what? Maya.
Shunyavad, right?
Everybody is Maya. Understand? That's why when you speak to them and you correct them, no, you mean you are only right and everybody is wrong? Their popular so-called statement. Oh, only you are right and everybody is wrong. How is it possible? I think everybody is right and you are wrong. You understand? You see how pollutant it is. That's why this Lord Shiva, how you can fight him? Very powerful person. How they can mesmerize your consciousness. So in order to escape this Mayavad, how to save them? This verse is then 22, 145. 22, 145? 21, 45. No, that one is about 24. Sorry, you go to 24, 1 to 5.
Okay.
24, 1 to 5.
Yes, bro.
Can you go to the translation? Yeah.
O great learned devotee, although there are many falls in this material world, there is one good opportunity, the association with devotees. Such association brings out great happiness. Due to this good quality, our strong desire to achieve liberation by merging into the Brahman effulgence has become weakened.
See that? So all this can be countered if one associates with
Strong.
So the Mayavad, they can become purified by associating with devotees. The demigod worshippers can become purified by associating. Can you go to that? You know where is that? 3, 10, 11. Read that.
Maitreya said, eternal time is the
No,
primeval.
3:2, sorry, 3:11. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Lord Sri Krishna, who manifested in his eternal form before the vision of all on the earth, performed his
2, 3, 11. I gotta mix up. It's just after the verse, Akama, Sarvakama, Mokshakama, Udaradi.
yes. Etavan.
Yeah, read that.
All the different kinds of worshippers of multi-demigods can attain the highest perfectional benediction, which is spontaneous attraction, unflinchingly fixed upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by the association of the pure devotee of the Lord.
So demigod worshippers can get purified by the association of devotees. Impersonalists get purified by associating with devotees. Huh? And the yogis also can get purified. That's there in the 24. Huh? It's not that, it's not there. 24, I don't know, I forgot that point. So all of them can become purified from this contamination, this Mayavad contamination, only by association with
Devotees.
Because why? This verse is quoted by who? Gopinath Acharya.
Yeah.
I think it's 6:4:31.
Yeah.
See, why? Because this Mayavads, the Lord is in the heart actually. Who become devotee, who doesn't become devotee, who gets the mercy. It is all controlled not by one individual, it's controlled by the Lord. You understand? See, read that.
Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the all-pervading Supreme Personality of Godhead, who possesses unlimited transcendental qualities. Acting from within the course of the hearts of all philosophers who propagate various views, he causes them to forget their own souls while sometimes agreeing and sometimes disagreeing among themselves. Thus, he creates within this material world a situation in which they are unable to come to a conclusion. I offer my obeisances unto him.
See, who creates? The
Lord.
Lord. How he creates? Sarvashacham Hardi Sanvisto, Mata, Jnanam, Aponam. See, he is control. They think that no, Mayavad is to control. Yeah, how can he be so foolish to think he can become God? Who makes him think like that? Who? Yeah, they think like that. You see, sitting down and meditating, and then I see I'm moving the sun. You see, now the sun is rising. You see, and the guy got a toothache, he had to run to a doctor. You see, you got some problem with the stomach, you have to run to the toilet. And he's saying he's the controller. Huh? Can you imagine this stupidity? This actually, you may think, how can a person? They're actually thinking like that. Don't think that I'm just putting it up as a joke. No, they actually think, you see, I'm moving the sun. You see, the sun is rising. Can you imagine what kind of a mad idiot he is? He's polluted. The last snare of Maya is to think one is.
Five types of ignorance, he said.
Yeah, it's one thing. I become God. Yeah.
Which verse says the yogis become devotees by devotee association?
Which
is the verse that says yogis become devotees by
devotee association?
I have to go and get it for you because in 24, the whole chapter is on this point of impersonalism. How to combat that? So many verses are there. One is demigod, one is what? I just quoted these two verses. Of course, there's some more verses on the impersonalists. 5, 12, 13, I think. 5, 12, 13. Also, impersonalists can become a personalist by association of devotees. That examples of Sukadev Goswami. Sukadev Goswami was what? Brahmavat. The Navayogendras, they were also. And the four Kumaras. The three of them were examples were given. So try to understand. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quoted this verse, from the Bhagavatam, but how the yogis can also become by the association of devotees. So, you found it? 24? Can you go? 24,118.
No. From their very births, the 9 great mystic yogis, Yogendras.
No, this is not the verse. That's not the verse. That is another verse in the Bhagavatam. I think it's one of the third canto or something. So my memory. Atmarama verse, yeah, he was describing all the thing, it goes. I have to go back and do the thing for you. Anyway, not so important because you don't find yogis anyway. you find more impersonalists and demigod worshippers. That's the point. Huh?
Yeah, yogis.
So, our point is this, that if you... 24,161, is it?
When a purified yogi associates with devotees, he engages in Lord Krishna's devotional service, being attracted by the Lord's transcendental qualities.
Can you go to the number?
161.
No, go down some more. There's a verse that will come from the
Oh,
Bhagavatam.
that one, 164.
That is Bhagavatam verse,
1097, 18, that one.
No, along here they will quote the verse.
Yeah. That's in 167.
Go.
This one, 166. This is Bhagavatam.
He quoted Bhagavad Gita 6, 3 and 4.
So, okay, anyway, not so relevant. But the point is this, that you see how everyone who has got this mistaken concept that you can become God or you are what? Equal to God. All these anarthas can become purified. You can become purified only, if and only you associate with the pure devotees of the Lord. You understand? Otherwise, can you go? 11:22, I think 11:22:6, is it? 11:22:6, can you see?
Yeah.
Can you read this?
By interaction of my energies, different opinions arise. But for those who have fixed up their intelligence on me and control their senses, differences of perception disappear. And consequently, the very cause for argument is removed.
You see that? So the devotees, they cannot be what?
Different.
Influenced by mind. There's another verse. I think it's 3:10. Sorry, 3:10. 3:2. Can you go there? 3:10 or 3:12. I mean, let me see. Yeah, this is the one.
10 only.
This is the one.
Under no circumstances can the words of persons bewildered by the illusory energy of the Lord deviate the intelligence of those who are completely surrendered souls.
See, this is again another point. The devotees cannot also be touched by
Maya.
I think it's 3:27-26. Maya cannot touch the Lord, and Maya cannot also touch the devotees. You understand? You go. This you can read here.
The influence of material nature cannot harm an enlightened soul, even though he engages in material activities, because he knows the truth of the absolute and his mind is fixed on the supreme personality of God.
Because this means not some gurus in ISKCON.
Enlightened soul.
It means pure devotee, Lord, enlightened soul, right?
Yes.
That means the what? Uttama Adhikari, correct?
Yes.
So you see how we are putting so many points of argument in this way and that way to explain that a pure devotee cannot be touched by Maya, and the Lord cannot be touched by Maya. In fact, if you chant the glories of the devotees, you also get purified.
Yeah.
You know that verse, Akshanoham,
Yeah, Sadrisha.
correct?
From 30.
By seeing you, our eyes get purified. By talking to you, you know, Sanatan Goswami, when the Lord met Sanatan, he quoted this verse, Akshano.
Yeah.
I think it's, got it? I think it's 16. You write that word, Akshano. Take it out. So you see the devotees, just now we read that how the Lord is also purifying. He is what? Mayasam, sorry, what is that? Tejyasam, not doshiyat. So the devotee are also the one, of course, the pure devotee. He is also similarly, hello,
61.
yeah, this is the word. You see here. Can you go translate?
My dear Vaishnava, seeing a person like you is the perfection of one's eyesight. Touching your lotus feet is the perfection of the sense of touch. And glorifying your good qualities is the tongue's real activity. For in the material world, it is very difficult to find a pure devotee of the Lord.
See that? A pure devotee is so, that's another verse. Even if you think of him, 1933. Even if you think of him, that's why if you chant Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti. I mean, it's not just some plain mantra, you know. This mantra is what? Oh, this is a Prabhupada mantra. Huh? You follow. Just by chanting this, you get so much of purification. Can you read that?
Yeah.
Hello?
Simply by our remembering you, our houses become instantly sanctified. And what to speak of seeing you, touching you, washing your holy feet, and offering you a seat in our home. To Sukadevas.
This point is also said by Markandeya. Lord Shiva spoke to him. Markandeya also the same thing, you know. You see, the same point. I think it's a little bit worded differently, but otherwise the points are the same. So try to understand how the Lord cannot be touched by Maya. His devotees also cannot be touched by Maya. The Lord can be so purifying. His devotees also can be so purifying. But if you go the other way, to the Maya one, to the what demigod, you get what? Contaminated. You get what? Contaminated. You understand? That's why association is so important. As I said, association is like a crystal ball. You know, Prahlad Maharaj. Actually, Hiranyakshipu stole Prahlad Maharaj. I think that verse, you know, it is from the what? Chaitanya Bhagavad, I think, is it? Ari Bhakti Sudodaya. I don't know how you're going to get it. That's why you see association is so detrimental. You cannot associate with the Mayavadam. What? What is that association with the Mayavad? Mayavade?
This one, bro.
Mayavad Krishnare Aparadi.
Here it's.
You understand? That's another word, I think. You cannot associate with Mayavad. Huh?
This is that one, right?
This one. 650, 851 from Haribhakti Sudodaya.
Can you read that?
Yes. As the qualities of a nearby object are reflected in a crystal, one similarly takes on the qualities of a person with whom he associates. Therefore, in order to increase one's devotional sentiment in his own line, a wise person should take shelter of those who have the same temperament.
See, that's why it has always been explained many times, over and over again. You do not associate with non-devotees. And who are the non-devotees? One who is not a Krishna
Conscience.
devotee, and one who is a fond of woman or
Asat Sangat.
a woman who is interested in sanctification. You understand this? This is so dangerous. Because why? Even if That's a verse, you know. Even how strong you are, if you hear this Maya, the mind can get disturbed. That's a verse also. That's a verse about this. How your mind can be disturbed by hearing this Maya. I think that Lord Shiva spoke that point. So dangerous, this Mayavad, you know. So polluting also. To think that you can become God. Hello. Are you following this whole class today? I have explained in different ways in how the Lord cannot be polluted, then the pure devotee cannot be polluted, and the contaminated persons, how they think, and how it is also prevailing. 99% of the whole thing is Mayavad. Adi 7. Take it out. So you see how dangerous this thing is, you know. That's why people think, it's all right, no, anything is okay. As long as they are talking about Krishna, that is fine. In fact, some words that come out from these people, although it is Krishna, it is dangerous. It said, Avaishna Mukha Girnam.
Yes.
You cannot hear this.
So you told Mayavada Masa Shastram, right? That next verses and all here. I was just showing him.
Can you read that?
Yeah, going.
Yeah, this is the one. See that? Can you read the translation?
Yes. My dear wife, hear my explanations of how I have spread ignorance through Mayavada philosophy. Simply by hearing it, even an advanced scholar will fall.
Simply by hearing it, an advanced scholar will
Fall
down. See that? In this philosophy, read.
Which is certainly very inauspicious for people in general. I have misinterpreted the real meaning of the Vedas and recommended that one give up all activities in order to achieve freedom from karma. In this Mayavada philosophy, I have described the Jivatma and Paramatma to be one and the same.
See that? I think I spoke about that. So try to understand. You cannot simply be naive, you know, thinking that everything is okay. I mean, let him do his thing, I will do my thing. Hello? You cannot stay near such people who said what? What? You do your thing, I do my thing, you okay, I okay, everything okay? Nonsense. You understand? If you think like that, that means you are already contaminated. You understand? You are polluted. You cannot sit with someone who thinks that he is God. Hello? And that's what Lord Shiva is saying. I'm completely mixed up. You see? The Paramatma and Jivatma are one. Is it that he's saying?
Yeah.
To be one and the same. Oh, not only one, same. You understand? So clear all these things. You need proper association, proper what? Devotees who can what? Pull out all these crazy weeds, you know. Otherwise, you will think that, yeah, you know, it's all right, you know, you keep your thing, I think this is very common among the Hindus, you know. Yes? All Hindus, they think, no, all God the same, everything is all right, you're okay, I'm okay. Anything also you can do. If you kill one animal and eat, you're not killing him, you only, the soul is never killed. You're eating the body only, not the soul, no? See how they know, they use the soul for this. Understand? You have to be very clear in all these kinds of misconception. That's why today's verse, you understand? God, how is God? And he cannot be contaminated at any point of the time. His position is unique. What is that? Eta chamsa kalapumsam Krishna to Bhagavan Swayam. You cannot, he is Swayam Bhagavan. No contamination, pure. So try to understand the unique position of God and not mix up with all this crazy nonsense. And unless you also stay pure, it's very difficult for you to make spiritual advancement. All right. I think I covered pretty much all my points, right?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Did I miss anything out? So this is very important. I hope you understand this. Summarize. God is God. The living entity is living entity cannot become God, right? And God cannot be influenced by Maya, but the living entity is influenced by Maya. The living entity who is a pure devotee can also what? Be so powerful as God. Understand? Of course, limited powers. Okay, so we have pretty much. So okay, I guess you have no more questions. Have questions?
379 and 379. Verse 379 and 10. With special reminder.
379
and 10. Sri Maitreya said, certain conditioned souls put forward the theory that the Supreme Brahman or the personality of Godhead is overcome by illusion or Maya, and at the same time they maintain that he is unconditioned. This is against all logic.
Next verse.
The living entity is in distress regarding his self-identity. He has no factual background, like a man who dreams that he sees his head cut off.
That's why even Lord Brahma says that if the living entity thinks that God has no form, then his destination is going to hell. Yeah.
This
See? And also in the Ishopanishad also, undone, what is that? Tamisra, I think mantra 12.
Yeah.
Okay? They go to the darkest region of hell, this ignorance, it says. Andam tamaha praveshyanti.
Yes.
Right? Because if you want to know more on this subject, it's best you read the CC chapter, RD also, RD 7,
128.
Madhya 6,
Fifth.
and also 24.
Yeah.
It covers on all this extensively. So please do not have any idea that, if anyone is speaking, as long as he's wearing this orange robe, he must be bona fide. This is pure nonsense. In fact, most of the time they are most unbona fide. You understand? And you should not go and listen to them. Right? You see, can you take out the verse? Avaishnav Mukhat Girnam? This thing that what Murari Bapu? What is that? There's so many guys. What? Yes? Non what? No end. Every guy is speaking. Sadguru. He's totally bogus.
Sadguru means actually bona fide.
He is Asad Guru. You see this verse? Can you go to translation?
One should avoid hearing from a person not situated in Vaishnava behavior. This one in CC, correct, it's there. Yeah, this one. One should not hear anything about Krishna from a non-Vaishnava. Milk touched by the lips of a serpent has poisonous effects. Similarly, talks about Krishna given by a non-Vaishnava are also poisonous.
The non-Vaishnava means Mayavad.
Yes.
Maya?
They also give Bhagavad Gita.
Of course, the gurus are also labeling us, Ritvik, as Mayavad. They're saying we are what? Maya. Apasiddhanta and Maya. Can you imagine? Right? So that also you need argument to counter that. When they call you like that, you must know how to explain. Please. I think that is covered extensively by all our other videos, and you can go and learn.
Yes.
All right. So thank you. Thank you very much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Gi.
Yeah.
Got another class at 1 o'clock, boys.
Yeah.
Back to back today.